Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Sergeant Alex here, and today I'm going to bring you kind of a little bit of a double review, but it is going to be off those Skyblock maps available to be purchased in the Bedrock edition of Minecraft. And I'm going to start with two of the more earlier released ones, which is going to be Vector and Grid, I believe. They're both made by the same person. Information will be down below on that stuff, but I encourage you to definitely look it up yourself. So, as you can see, both of them are floating here. I'm going to pop over to Vector right now, which is the weird little lines over on the left. Which overall I found Vector interesting. Both maps are definitely more difficult than your typical Skyblock, if that even makes sense. But Vector, you have a bunch of random lines, and there are lines of various sands and stuff, which are guilty to being updated and falling down. So if you try that out, definitely be careful. Most of the ores and stuff are way down below, so traveling up and down is definitely the biggest issue. But overall, there's a general group of lines that pretty much make up a certain biome or area. If you can sort of see the blue back there, that's kind of like a sea temple. There's a little jungle set of lines over there. I'm in like a village area of lines. And the one thing I do like about this map is there is spawners for everything. Over there, you saw a villager spawner close by. There was a cow farm. And if you want to get some of those sand blocks, they do have some random chests placed around full of the terracotta, the dyed sands, regular sands. Overall, I couldn't find everything, but I just kind of wanted to point out a few of the obvious here. And it's an interesting map, definitely something I think would be more fun with friends and trying to survive with them. And death is definitely a major option. There's a few times where I was testing it out, just running around trying to do like little parkour jumps and stuff. And one fall, yeah, you might be caught on a lower line, but more times than not, you're going to be falling off the map. And there is no coming back from that. You can sort of see I'm floating around the sea temple that I was talking about. There's a red desert area, and I'm a little bit of nice spikes. And I believe, I'm not sure, I can't remember on Vector, but it definitely is on Grid. There's like a little nether area, which nether creatures can spawn, so do be watching out for gas and stuff. I can't remember if there was an actual gas spawner in this map, but when we get over to Grid, we'll be talking more about that. So, I think that was a wolf spawner, so I'm going to stop rambling on about the little Vector here, which is a random bunch of spikes and lines and stuff. And we will jump on over to the next map, which is Grid. And here we are over at Grid, which I find to be the easier of the two and definitely the more interesting one. If I had to pick, I'd probably get Grid over Vector. As you can see, there's giant little cubes made up of what looks to be like graph paper, just random little lines going vertically, horizontally, up, down, left, right, every which way direction. Then there's like an actual chunk of material in the center, which in this one it's stone and stuff. I believe there's a spawner down below. And each cube makes up a different biome. So here I'm thinking it's your regular plains biome. Over there you can see more of an ocean biome. There's a swamp biome type cube. There's a big canyon there. Well, not canyon, crevice. And again, as I mentioned earlier, just random spawners in there and around here. This one definitely does have a nether cube, which does have a gas spawner, so that's something to definitely be checking out. And there's like witch spawners, creeper spawners. Every spawner that I could have thought of, I kind of ran into. And one thing I do like is you have these little glass bridges, so you don't have to worry about traveling over to every cube. The developers kind of took care of that one for you. And here we have a random cube, and here we have a nice little ocean monument, which is, for the most part, intact. I believe the back end did get chopped off and turned into a grid. But in the top, I think there's an Elder Guardian spawner, which that one I definitely found interesting. I think I poked around to see if one would spawn in, but I believe they need water. But for the most part, all the major stuff, and no, you don't need water. But for the most part, all the major biomes and structures are in this little map, which I do find interesting, and it definitely seems like fun trying to survive on this one. And I do think it's a little bit easier than your generic Skyblock because you start off with more land than normal. You have access to dirt early on, along with all the stone materials and stuff. And here we see me poking around the Nether, and somewhere in here is a gas spawner. They have a spawner for all the major entities. That one was a magma block or slime. There's a gas floating around. So now I'm just going to move on to the end of the video here and just sum up both of the maps and whatnot. A nice little quick fly through of Grid over on the right, Vector on the left. And overall, I find them both unique and interesting. Vector seems to be a bit more hardcore Skyblock, whereas Grid is definitely easier to start off. They both seem like they'd be fun to play around with friends and stuff. And the major thing I want to do in this video is kind of just fly around, show the build, map off, so you can get your own little opinion on there. So if you have any input or questions on it, please put it down below. I'll try to answer them and see if we can get a good little discussion going on. Other than that, I think that's going to be it for the video. So if you liked the video, please hit that like button. If you didn't like it, hit the dislike button. Kind of forgetting how to talk again. And if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button and always comment down below what you thought of the video, what you like, what you didn't like. That way I can always improve for you guys. If you have any little challenges or something you'd like to see on the channel or Minecraft or whatever, please comment that down below. I'm always up for a little bit of challenge and I'll see what I can do. Other than that, oh yes, do follow me on Twitter because I do stream every once in a while and I post on there when I'm streaming. Other than that, this is Sergeant Alex and I hope you have a nice day.